Top Run, welcome back to more Apollo Justice Ace Attorney. I can never get that title right for the life of me, which is weird because I always used to say Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney, but who cares? Last episode we did the trial from 7 years ago, and now we're going to continue the investigation. And I think, oh, okay. Well, I was gonna say, I think I understand what's going on. Christoph is telling this story, or he's being told this story, something. He has something to do with it. I just don't know why. The trial 7 years ago is the beginning of it all. This I know beyond a doubt. The mysteries of the past work their magic on the present, but you'll soon be finding all of this out for yourself. Which of Magnified Grandma's disciples pulled that trigger? Wait, is it gonna turn out that we're like... He's telling this to Apollo? And this is like a test of the case that they're gonna do in the... Also, my friend told me the Jura system never comes back. It is not mentioned again in any other game. Which is... Wow. And my phone is going off. Can we not? Can you not? Cool. Which of Magnified Grandma's disciples pulled that trigger? Where did the vanishing defendant, Zach Grammari, go? Oh, that was the other realization I had. I was like, man, sure is weird there's a Shady Smith and a Shady Enigmar. And then I realized, oh, they're the same person, aren't they? You can even tell looking back, he looks really similar. Did they kill... did Christoph killed Shady so that he wouldn't leak to Phoenix the fact that Christoph is the one who got the fake evidence. I think that's what happened. What dark truth lurks behind the forged diary page? Why does Trucy matter? And what about the girl who was left behind? I mean, Phoenix took her in. What else do you need to know? You can pretty much assume that. What does this mean? The Mason system? What is going on? What? What is going on? The past left us these 4 keys to unlocking the truth. What is going on? But that's not all. There are 4 keys in the present as well. When all the questions have found their answers, the final trial will begin. But first, we must chase the truth through then and now. Think of it as a game. What is going on? Oh, was it me talking? I, Phoenix Wright, will be your guide through this game. That terrible trial saw me present forged evidence. It ended, half finished, when the defendant vanished. What became of me after that? As your investigations proceeds, the answer will become clear. Oh, and one more thing. There is something I must tell you. As Apollo Wait, is he talking to the player? What? As Apollo Justice has its bracelet, so too do I have my own weapon of sorts. My Megatama, yes! Oh, thank God we're finally bringing this thing back. What does it do, you ask? That I would have you see for yourself. Well now, shall we begin? Touch the arrow to switch between past... What? You're lying to me. And present. Well, let's begin 7 years ago, in the past. It is right after my last trial came to an abrupt end. Now that you know the game, let's play. So who is he telling this to? He must be telling this to Trucy? Or me? Is this fourth Wally? My friend didn't tell me how the game goes, but he said this game goes beyond the 4th wall and just breaks the 8th wall by the end of it, so I don't know what's going on. The nightmare trial was over, and the new nightmare of figuring out what had happened had just begun. I wanted to wake up, to walk away, but I figured I'm the only one who could do this, probably. And besides, I have plenty of time, thanks to the Bar Association Review Board's decision. It's hard to work when your attorney's badge has been taken away. Aww. Why was it taken away? 7 years ago, detention center. Well, I know why it was taken away, but like... What strange sight doth mine eyes behold? Excuse me? 2 men on either side of a single transparent pane. Yet it seems fickle fate has switched sides, so to speak. The forger of fakes walks freely. while the innocent languages within these plexiglass confines. There's been no proof that I forged anything, nor proof that I took the life of my dear mentor. Yet, these chains cannot hold me for long. The stage awaits, and what, may I ask, awaits you? A little piano and a cold hole in the wall. But since you are here, what shall we discuss? The shooting of magnified grammar, for one. Who pulled that trigger? Valent or his partner Zach? His partner vanished before the answer could be found. If I'm gonna get any closer to the truth, this is the place to start. I have to hand it to my partner. He knows how to make an exit. That's talent. Yes, he made my attorney's badge disappear, and he never even touched it. Glorious spotlight always leaves someone weeping in the shadows. Yet his very disappearance is itself a revelation. Revealing what? Zach Grammar killed Magnify. It's as good as a signed confession. That's certainly been public opinion's take on it. I grow tired of my cage, and the time of my release is near. I must go and prepare. Planning on jumping back into magic right away? As long as an audience waits with bated breath, there will be Valent. And also, yes, now that my partner has disappeared, Magnify's repertoire is mine. Valent Grammar has a tradition to uphold. Is that true? Seen in this light, the trial was quite good to me, verdict or no. And you can't pay for that kind of publicity. I can never say that word, I don't know why. Publicity. The suspicion on you hasn't lifted entirely, Valent. After all, you received one of those letters too. You were just as obligated to follow Magnify's instructions as your partner. So I was, but only Zach Grammar followed them. Let us not speak any more of who shot what. Now that my partner has vanished, the question is moot. I'm more interested in learning something else, actually. What might that be? I want to know what Magnify had up his sleeve. How could he coerce you and your partner to kill him? The trick up his sleeve? Perhaps you do not know. Know what? A great magician never reveals his secrets. Oh, Megatama time. Yeah, oh guys, it's back, I'm so happy. Didn't think it would be that easy. The audience must remain forever in the audience, bathing in the reflected glow of the spotlight. The Megatama, one of my most prized possessions, which I got during a certain case, can show me the locks on I know what it does, little Phoenix, right? Do I have anything? Oh, I only have, okay, cool. They'll tell me their secrets. Megatama ends. That's kind of a cool line. Well, that's, yeah, I don't think I can do Megatama quite yet. I don't think I have enough evidence, so let's end the search for now and check out Defendant Lobby number 2. What's going on here? Are we gonna see Trucy maybe? You're like, oh, what's going on? 7 years ago, District Court, Defendant Lobby number 2. Didn't think I'd be back here for a while. Didn't want to have to remember that day. Oh, I deeply regret having to declare a verdict in this way. This trial is over. Ah, Your Honor? Yes, Mr. Zach? There is one thing I wish to make clear. Today, in this courtroom, you cannot declare me guilty. What are you talking about? I am talking about this! And all of a sudden, he's gone. Mr. Enigmar! The defendant escaped! Find him! Quick! Leave! Close all exits from the building! And he somehow escaped. On the double! He must not be allowed to escape! When I came here on that fateful morning, I still had my badge. But now, like an amputated limb, I can still feel it itching. Where do I start? I don't even have the authority to investigate. Hey, you there, sir! Oh, hey, you there, sir! Floor on your head! Now, now, now! What's the big idea? My ears! No unauthorized personnel are allowed near. God dang it, Meekins. I hate you so much. But that would mean all unauthorized personnel are allowed. So, like, I just say it like it is, sir, and it's usually wrong. Thrown out of the precinct, lost my friends, my girl, and even my wallet. We've met before, haven't we? On a case 2 years ago? No recollection of that, sir. Huh? For me, working on a case is always in the present progressive tense, sir. There is no past, there is only now, sir. Okay, you're the belief, right? Yes, sir, core belief Mike Meekins at your service, sir. That's to me with the belief at this court who let the magician escape. Let me try to make this as absolutely clear as possible for you, sir. It was me, sir. But you were a regular police officer once, right? Sometimes bad things happen to good people, sir. Something tells me it's a long story. Let's not go there. So you were in charge of the security at the time of the vanishing?
Dying over here. Oh, it's a hard knock life, sir. Thrown in the precinct, lost my friends, my girl, and even my wallet.
Guess I wasn't the only victim. Alright, let's talk to you, Meekins. This is so weird. The last time we met, you were a police officer, right? In fact, you're still wearing your uniform.
Sir, I wish I didn't have to tell you this, but last year, tragedy struck a rising star at the precinct. I lost my case file 4 times in 3 days. They fired me.
That takes real talent, actually. They don't know what they're missing.
So here I am, sir, forced to start from square one, a lowly belief.
But your uniform?
I took it with me as a souvenir the day I was fired.
That can't be legal. So, you were the one who let the magician get away that day.
I'm dying over here. A star rises among the court police, full of hope, then tragedy strikes.
Is there anything you can tell me about it? About Zach Gramrye's disappearance?
Oh, the humanity!
That's enough of that.
Well, yes, I'd say it was around 2 p.m. when I heard a commotion in the court. I opened the door to see what might be amiss. The door slams open, slam, and some guy's face is right there in front of me, face!
So, you saw someone suspicious coming your way?
Yes, and I, being a belief of little standing, I gave chase. I chased that silk hat all the way down the hall, sir.
I have a diagram of the court building here.
Oh, there's courtroom number 7. That's where I was, sir. All by myself, nary a friend to call on my own.
Okay, and which way did Zach Gramrye run after bursting through the courtroom door?
He went up like this, and then around the corner, and like that. So I, with no delay, ran after him, with no delay. When I turned the corner, I saw the magician run to the defendant's lobby. Swiftly I ran. Following him, I threw myself boldly into the room. Why, I remember it like it was right here, because it was! Lobby number 2, sir.
You ran into this room? I don't see any place to hide near.
Believe it or not, sir, I didn't believe it. Here, in this room, the magician, gone, vanished like a puff of smoke. Except there wasn't even any smoke. He was just gone.
That's impossible.
Yes, that word. Oh, how many times have I said that word? Even the sound of it caused me indescribable pain. I'm dying over here.
Okay, I won't say it again, I promise. But you have to admit it's difficult to vanish into thin air. Did you search the lobby?
I searched.
Why the pause?
There was nothing here at all, sir. That's right, nothing was here, sir.
How can you talk so loud and still be hiding something? So Zach was in this room and he vanished.
Absolutely, sir. I saw it with my own eyes. That red silk hat, that flowing cape, he ran right in here, right inside this room.
Silk hat, cape, that's Zach, all right.
Well, look, sir, look in the room. There's not a single place to hide. Sir, there was nothing I could do, but nothing, sir.
What about now? Have any ideas?
Sir, ideas about what exactly, sir, if you don't mind me asking?
You've had quite a bit of time since then. Has nothing occurred to you at all? Do you have any idea what trick he might have used to disappear like that? God dang it. Cyclops. I should have known.
I'm gonna search around a bit more, and then I might just do them all at once, I guess. Maybe we'll see Trucy here, and we'll be like, hey,
we'll give some backstory as to why I took you in.
Yep.
Oh, morning, Dad.
Ah, I'm glad you came.
You okay, Dad?
They picking on you? I am fine, as always. This old boy's here to help me, after all.
That's a young man to you. Good morning. It's cute outfit you have on.
Thanks. My first show's today, after all.
Oh yeah, how'd that go? 2 weeks had passed since then. I called her in my office.
Aww, sad Trucy.
Trucy, there's something we need to talk about. It's been 2 weeks since your father disappeared. We need to start thinking about your future. I did some calling around. This is hard to say, but you have no living relatives. So, I was wondering if you wanted to stay with me for a while. Just until your dad comes home. It won't be long, I hope. Of course, it's totally your choice. If you don't like it here, you can go wherever you'd like. I could look up some places you might like to stay at. This is so weird.
Mr. Attorney, Dad told me about you. He said I could trust you.
Huh? Really?
So, if I stay here, does that mean you'll be my family?
Huh? I guess so. Getting weirder.
Mr. Attorney?
Actually, why don't you call me Nick? Or you can call me Dad if you like. It doesn't have to be today or anything.
Okay, say Dad.
That was quick. Yes?
If I move here, I have to switch schools, right? I was thinking, I haven't paid for lunches at my last school for a year. So, thanks, Dad. Oh, in this office, it's a little blah. A little color goes a long way, you know? Oh, and Dad, you got fired from work, right? Don't you worry one bit. I'll work twice as hard. We'll make it through this.
Trucy, how old are you?
Oh, I'm 8. But don't let appearances deceive you. I'm a young professional. Stick with me and you'll do just fine, Dad.
Thanks. Why does it feel like she's already in charge? God dang it.
So, Dad, you got fired from being a lawyer, right?
You can at least kinda look aside or something when you say that. It's actually kinda hard for me, for Dad.
Oh, I'm sorry, Dad. Wait, is that foolish pride? My other dad always used to talk about that.
Actually, that's pretty accurate.
So here's my idea. We'll make a new office. Law just seems so stiff, doesn't it? And no one will be my friend at school that way.
Well, that won't do, I guess. I just don't know much about anything other than law. Or even much about law, if you were to ask some people.
Maybe the problem is calling it an office. We should run an agency instead.
You mean, like a talent agency? Forgive me for asking, but doesn't that require talent?
You got me, don't you? I'm a professional.
A professional... Oh, sorry, I thought he was asking like what a professional?
Yep. After all, I am directly descended from the famous ZachSongZ.
Directly descended. He's your father.
Oh, and now I'm directly descended from the famous Phoenix Wright, too.
I think an 8-year-old just massaged my ego. Could you tell me a bit more about your dad, ZachSongZ?
Dad? Sure thing.
Which dad was that again?
Dad's so amazing. The biggest star of Troop Grammar, and they're big.
The Grammarize. They were on television a lot. Haven't seen them on much recently, come to think of it.
Big magic happens when you put Zach and Violet Grammar together, you know? Once they made a giant waterfall, right there on stage. This giant trout swam up the giant waterfall.
Let me guess, there was a giant fisherman waiting for him at the top?
I wish I could have seen more of Dad's magic.
I shouldn't have brought it up so soon.
I wonder what'll happen to me if Dad and Mom are both gone.
Mom? Yeah, what about Mom? I haven't heard anything about Trucy's mother.
But I have my magic, and a great dad, even if he is unemployed. You know, I think things are gonna be okay.
We should talk about her mother. So Trucy, you're a professional?
Yes, it's like that thing they say. Baby frogs grow up to be frogs?
They say that?
I always thought it was funny though.
What was?
Aren't baby frogs called tadpoles? Maybe they thought it would be easier to understand that way for kids. How stupid.
Right, so in conclusion, you're a professional magician, Trucy.
That's right. Well, wanna see a trick?
You're gonna do a magic trick? Okay. Actually, I would like to see your trick. The future of the agency depends on it, after all.
That's the spirit. Ready? Here goes. Ta-da!
Oh, Mr. Hat! Hey, folks, it's Mr. Hat. I gotta say, it's good to be seen. Ah! Whoa, that was startling.
The amazing Mr. Hat. Isn't he great?
Your friendly neighborhood, Mr. Hat, at your service. He certainly makes an impression.
Doesn't he? I'm so glad you like him, Dad.
Though my routines do get a bit heady at times. Ha! Get it? Heady? My friendly neighborhood, Mr. Hat, nearly gave me a heart attack. Oh no, why am I using this as evidence? What?
Stop this game.
Could you tell me about your mom, if it's okay?
Mom was so pretty. She was like an angel up on stage.
On stage? You mean with your dad?
Yep. She was always there with Zach and Valiant smiling. But then, she went away.
Went away?
It was a grand illusion, but she made a mistake. She vanished, and I guess she didn't know how to get back.
Maybe so.
I cried then, a lot. That's when Dad gave me this. Here.
Oh. I don't know who that is. This is your mother? Beautiful. Can't see the photo, but okay.
Her name's Talassa? Talassa Grammar.
Poor girl. I didn't know her mom had gone missing. Now her dad's vanished too, right before our eyes.
Dad, you won't...
Don't worry. I won't vanish, I promise.
Right, you can't even do magic. You're like a backup plan. Daddy always said to have backup plans.
I guess all I read as is a backup plan. Well, that's nice. I think that's probably enough for today. Sorry to ask you so much all at once like that.
It's okay. After all, we're family. I just hope you're ready. The right talent agency opens tomorrow.
What? But are we representing anyone?
Me and you. That makes two, Dad.
I think you need more than that to make an agency. Besides, you may be a magician, but I'm no talent.
Oh, I'm sure there's something you're good at.
Well, when you put it that way.
You mean you don't have any tricks? No old standbys? This will not do. Boy should always have a trick or two in his pocket.
Okay, I'll think of something.
That's the spirit. See you bright and early tomorrow, Dad.
Hello, I am back again. Welcome to the team, Daddy-O.
The team. Right. Well, oh, okay. Finish that place. Sometimes when magicians vanish, they leave something behind. That's how Trucy became Trucy Wright, my daughter. To be honest, I was pretty lost those first few days. Thinking back on it was a pretty dark time in my life. But Trucy, happy, smiling Trucy, she was my light.
Well, that's good. We learned how that happened now. Boom, we did it! We finished one! Hooray! Alright, let's talk to Mr. Drew and see if we can get some evidence from him.
I figured you'd come here sooner or later.
I decided on sooner, Drew Miss Ham. Drew Miss Ham, was it?
I haven't done anything illegal.
And I didn't come here to whine about past events. I wanted to ask you some questions.
I suppose you have that right. That day, the entire court descended into chaos. Only you stood still, your eyes calmly watching. I admit, it made quite an impression on me.
I'm used to finding myself in outrageous situations.
Phoenix Wright, was it? I'll answer what I can.
I'm not sure, but it feels like I'm being watched intensely.
Oh, it's a small Vera.
Ah, this is my daughter, Vera. Say hello.
She gonna do? No? Oh, okay. She's gone.
Shall we begin then?
Yeah, I guess so. Judging from this place, you're a painter?
Not sadly a profitable one. I've never sold a painting. It's a source of considerable embarrassment. I'll be able to get by were it only me.
Your daughter?
Her mother grew weary of me and left. I don't want her to grow up needy, Mr. Wright. That is why I began my other occupation.
Forgeries.
Well, that was quick.
Don't look at me with those eyes. I know what it is that I do. More than half of the paintings they bring me are stolen, and who knows what my copies are used for.
But some of your works aren't paintings, correct?
You may not believe me when I tell you this, but that was my first work outside painting.
What?
To think it would be used as evidence in a murder trial. I never even imagined the possibility.
Then why did you take the job?
I was well paid, very well paid.
I think he feels worse about it than I do. The past is hard to escape.
Honestly, the sooner I can put this behind me, the better. With apologies to you, of course.
Sorry, but it's not going to be quite so easy. He's trying to forget what he made. Looks like I'll have to remind him. Alright, let's talk about this, friend. Your work. Don't try to pretend you've forgotten. Sure, all you did was make a copy. But that copy might have destroyed the life of an innocent man. I'm responsible too, which is why I have to know. And you have to tell me.
I knew it would be difficult to escape this.
Then let's talk.
I like that we're finally getting to meet this dude.
Well then, ready to tell me about this work you did?
It was unlike anything I'd attempted before.
I guess it would be a little different from paintings.
That is not what I mean. In all my previous work, it sufficed to create a copy.
This wasn't a copy?
The client gave me two things that day. The first was a sample page as reference. The second, a printed document I can only surmise was written by my client.
So you used the real writing as a reference to reproduce what the client wrote?
Yes, as I said, it was my first job of that nature.
So, who was your client?
As I said in court, I do not know.
Really? Even for such a suspicious request? If it was me, I'd want to know as much as I could about the requester.
I never met them. Not personally.
Oh, god dang it.
A psych lock, of course. Seems like you're still hiding something. Something about this work.
You know what, let's try it. Ooh, got some 3D models now. It's looking pretty nice. I like how they made it faster, and there's a new sound effect for that.
Let's hear it then.
Ooh, it's a remix?
What are you hiding from me, Mr. Misham?
I'm sorry, but I really don't know. I never met the client.
True, when I asked the client's name, there were no Cyclops in sight. Regardless, you're hiding something. You have to be, otherwise it wouldn't make any sense.
Why are you doing this to me?
Well, I made my stand, no backing down now. So what's Misham hiding? The forger, the sample, the client. I mean, the forger. I can pretty much piece together what it is from what you've said.
Well, what is it then?
You told me what you knew about the client, and I couldn't see any Psycholocks.
Psycholocks? Is that some sort of asylum security or new hairstyle perhaps?
But then, they did show up, didn't they? Who was your client?
As I said in court, I do not know.
Really? Even for such a... Okay. Did we really just flash back to something we just saw? Not personally. Those words triggered the Psycholocks.
Again with the Psycholocks. Now you really must know what they are.
So you didn't meet with the client, but someone else did. Maybe the real forger behind this evidence.
Perhaps I'm hung up on this lock business, but I'm afraid you've lost me.
Yeah, well, I didn't come here to talk about Psycholocks. As long as I come to the right conclusion, it doesn't matter how I got there. And your conclusion is? The real forger behind this wasn't you, Mr. Misham.
Poppycock! I don't know what you're talking about. That's my work, I tell you. Made here in my studio. Who else could it have been but me?
That's the real question, isn't it? The forger wasn't you. They don't have many other people to choose from. The real forger at Drew's studio is... The real forger is your daughter, Vera Misham, isn't it?
Ridiculous! My daughter's only 12 years old, Mr. Wright. I've always been more one for landscapes, not surrealism.
Nice comeback, but you're shaking in your boots. I've got you now. The only two people with access to this studio are you and your daughter. The Psycholocks tell me you're not the forger, which makes your daughter the only possibility.
Ahem. I feel very much on the verge of going Psycholock myself.
We did it, boys. Unlock successful.
We did it, yeah!
I don't know how you knew, but you're right. The one who made this page was my daughter, Vera, not I. She's only 12. A genius might call her.
A precious little girl outshining her father. There's been a lot of that going around recently.
I let her play in the studio, and she watched me. She taught herself in that way. The drafting tools and analytical devices I brought when they became necessary. They're my little girl's playthings now.
Do I detect a bit of fatherly pride? So Vera was the one who made this page. Would she know who the client was then?
Actually, the client came once, here, to this studio.
What? Why didn't you say so sooner?
But their face was covered, and they did not want to talk to me.
So, they talked to your daughter?
I would speak only with the artist, the client told me.
The little girl might know something about him. Okay, what do I do now? Maybe I should talk to her father a bit more, or is it time to turn my attention to Vera? Mr. Misham, I have a request.
Let me guess, you'd like to speak with my daughter.
Can I?
My daughter has never been one to talk to strangers. She's quite shy, extremely so actually, with only one exception, which was, oddly enough, it was that client. I left the studio while they talked. I returned when they had finished, and she was laughing. It was the first time I'd seen anything of the sort.
Please, let me speak with her.
Alright.
I mean, it was Kristoff. I think we all know it was Kristoff.
Uh-oh. This could be tough. Vera, was it? Would you like to have a friendly chat? I'm Phoenix Wright, ex-lawyer and pianist. I'm still looking for the keys that say, do around me. I can't find them anywhere. I'm no good at this. I need something to get through this girl.
Alright, let's try doing this one, I guess. I can't get through to Vera right now, so maybe you'll give me something I can use. Oh, maybe you'll give me like a blue badger or something. I can be like, hey, look at this.
Okay, Mr. Meekins, what do you know? Spit it out.
Hey, what's with the atmosphere in here all of a sudden?
You know something, and I'm gonna find out what. That grammar vanished from this room. How'd he do it?
How, sir? Well, sir, I can't say as I... Sir!
Why are you so nervous if you aren't hiding something?
Well, sir, you see, at the time, sir, I was here, and... Listen, it was impossible. What could such a little girl possibly do anyways?
What did you just say?
Sir, did I just say something, sir?
No, you screamed it through that megaphone of yours. There was someone else in the room, wasn't there?
Sir, I'm gonna have to invoke my right to remain in a state of not talking.
It's okay, Meekins. You don't have to tell me who Zach's accomplice was. I know who was here in this room that day. Come on.
I'm not even gonna save. Sir, I've never seen that girl until just the other day.
Mr. Meekins, I'm not buying it.
Sir, that day, she was here in the room, sir. But he wasn't.
You mean you chased her in this room, not him?
Sir, in my days as a police officer, literally days, I learned a thing or two. Okay, just one thing, but it was how to not mistake a girl for a 7-foot tall magician.
7 feet? Zach isn't that tall, is he? You have a point. I find it hard to imagine that anyone would be mistaking a little girl for Zach Grammeri, but you saw something, and therein lies the trick. I think you know what it was, Mr. Meekins. Tell me, does this trick look familiar, Mr. Hat?
What's that?
That girl's favorite trick, the amazing Mr. Hat. She uses it in her shows down at the Wonder Bar. Have you been to the Wonder Bar?
So, it wasn't a waking dream, was it, sir?
Come again?
That night, on stage, I saw a vision, except it wasn't a vision. It was a hat. An amazing Mr. Hat! He really exists!
Unlock successful. God, I'm just killing these now. Ah, god dang it, I don't want to listen to this. Why didn't it just bring me to the one I was already on?
I remember it clearly, though the details are a little vague. Zach Grammeri exited the courtroom. I gave chase and cornered him in the corner room, sir. Zach Grammeri, don't even think you're gonna save Meekins. Down on your hands, floor on your head. Hello?
Something the matter, mister?
No, that is, sir, I'm currently chasing down a suspect, sir. Zach Grammeri, do you know him?
Oh, I love Zach Grammeri. His magic is the best. I'm his biggest fan.
I see. That's why you're wearing that costume you're wearing. Anyway, that very same Zach came into this room.
But no one's been in here except me.
But he has to be in here somewhere. Under the sofa, in the trash can, behind the painting, under the rug.
So, Trucy was his accomplice.
Imagine my astonished surprise when 1 week later, I just happened to walk into a bar and see him.
Mr. Hat.
I couldn't believe my own eyes. For a while, I thought it had all been a long dream.
A dream that lasted a week?
But it wasn't the magician who disappeared. It was Mr. Hat.
Though it seems complex, what really happened that day was quite simple. You were standing by the door, and out came Zach. But that wasn't all. Another person got in on the act, and she was standing in front of the lobby number 2. Along with Mr. Hat.
Aw, that's the beauty of it, isn't it?
So, while you are standing in shock and amazement, the magician rounds the corner, and most likely runs through the closest door and into lobby number 1. This is where you come in. You turn the corner in rather lukewarm pursuit, and at that very moment, Trucy runs into lobby number 2. Then, all she has to do is tuck away the amazing Mr. Hat.
Sir, I only lost sight of him for the briefest of moments. Then I saw that cape. Zach Grammeri's red fluttering like a cape. Red cape fluttering like a cape. Astounding, sir! All my days of posing queries and making inquiries and chasing quarries wasted. It was as if I could see them melting away like an ice cream cone left by the side of the road to die. What scatter remains of a messy, eaten chocolate parfait.
Such sweet sorrows. I'm sorry. I had no idea how much you'd suffer on account of this case.
Yeah. It's an honor, sir. I've apologized to people many, many times, sometimes more than once. But this is the first time anyone's ever apologized to me.
Actually, about that girl, I'm sort of her guardian now.
Is that so? Sir, you should know that I harbor no ill feelings whatsoever in my harbor.
Okay.
I let the defendant escape. That's the stone cold truth. Just another step on my way from singing the blues to wearing the blues. Someday, sir, I'll be standing side by side with the great detective Goncho.
Mr. Meekins, this is a free ticket to the show at the Wonder Bar. If you want...
It's an honor, sir. Sir, I can't count the number of things I've had taken from me, sir. But no one's ever given me anything for free. Right, I'll see you on the court next time, sir, then.
I look forward to it. Except, I won't because I'm not a lawyer anymore. All eyes were on Zach Grammeri that day in court until his mysterious disappearance. Now part of the mystery has been revealed. The magician remained out of sight. It would be 7 years before I met him again. Wait, Meekins or the Shady Smith or Enigma or whatever. God dang it. Oh! Oh! So I just unlocked Borscht Bowl Club. Oh, what the heck is going on? Alright, well, let's see if I can break this by now. I can't break Vera, so I think I have to be able to break this. Let's see. The trick up his sleeve. I'm flying by the seat of my pants on this one. There must be a path leading from the evidence to the truth. And that's what I'm going to find. To ask someone to take a life, even one not long for this world, that's asking someone to commit murder. Yes, our mentor was fond of dramatic moves and dramatic finales. And he got his wish. His life was taken. What weakness could be so powerful as to coerce somebody in committing murder? My guess? It is a matter of life or death. Care to explain? Your troupe lived in a world of showmanship. The flashier the better. And flashy so often means danger, doesn't it? Now let's make this as painless as possible. If you have proof of this danger, then show it. I don't think I... Oh, well, that's one of ours. Wait, okay, was it actually this? Specially designed for your show, I gather. A single bullet, one shot. What are you suggesting? We're magicians, Mr. Wright, not murderers. I'm not crying murder, Mr. Valent. I'm crying something far more tragic. An accident. Zach and Valent's quick draw shoot him. How long has it been since those shots were last heard? Was the shoot 'em canceled because someone might get hurt? Of course, what other reason could there be? Well, it could have been canceled because someone had already been hurt. Fascinating, my Frostian foraging friend. Faustian. Oh, they killed his mother, didn't they? They killed Trucy's mother. Well, tell me, what can you prove with a single pistol? Well, tell me what would have happened if there had been an accident. What if one of your bullets took a life on stage? The performance of magic is not concerned with what ifs. It is concerned with precision. Precisely whom do you claim we shot? So I've chosen the right path. Let's just hope he walks it with me. A life was sacrificed that the show might go on, and this shows who it was. It's the locket. Yeah, we needed to get Trucy. But that's Zach Grandma's wife and Trucy's mother. Talassa, I believe, was her name. Alakazam! But how can you say this? How can you say she was struck by one of our bullets? Still in denial mode, eh? Talassa was at the greatest risk of being shot, and this clearly shows just how much danger she was in. Oh, no, I don't think I have this one. Alright, so I ended up not being able to do that cycle lock, so we're actually going to go to the future because I don't know what to do for the other ones. So, let's go to the Borscht Bowl Club. Wait, present day Borscht Bowl Club, okay, why? Oh. I'll be taking my leave now. Still have some work to do back at the office. And I guess I'll go back to my piano. To be honest, it's better when you aren't playing. This frigid culinary dungeon almost feels comfortable. Later then. So this is, wow, this is like the first case. 2 hours left on my shift. Wonder if we'll get any customers tonight. Do you know who I am? Who I am? No, but if you hum it, I can play it. Just kidding, I don't do requests. How about a different sort of request? You see, I play cards. Oh, a customer. I was just hoping someone would come in and save me from a night at the Keys. Seek a true competition. I've heard the Borscht Bowl Club is the place for this. Now I see the rumor is true. And this is... Oh, what? A friend of yours?
Oh, don't mind me. I'm just friend the neighborhood newsman.
He will not be playing tonight. When his business is finished, I shall send him home. This competition will be between us. No other. See, that's the exact same... Yep, it's him. Phoenix, please be like, wait a second. The right talent agency represents 2 artists. And I'm number 2. I play piano. Well, sort of. It's actually just a front for my real talent, which is playing poker. Don't ask me how I got started. I don't remember. But I'm good. Real good. It didn't take long for the rumors to get around. Go to the Borscht Bowl Club if you want a real game. That guy's never lost. People don't come to hear me tickle the ivory. They come to watch me play cards. Is this a seedy poker club? No, it's a restaurant. We don't play for high stakes. There's no money involved. But real players carry cash, and they're always thirsty. It's a handy source of income for the club owner. Then let's compete. I'll take you to the room. The hideout, yes. But before we go, yes. Let me introduce myself. My name is Shady Smith.
Oh, and I'm Brushel, Spark Brushel, news reporter.
Oh, No, Phoenix Wright. Huh? You must always look a man in the eye when you make your introductions. You still do not know who I am. Have we met? Ugh! Finally, good lord. Today, in this courtroom, you cannot declare me guilty.
What are you talking about?
I am talking
about this.
Mr. Enigma! The defendants escaped. Find them quick.
Holy, close all legs from the building. Oh, on the double. He must not be allowed to escape.
You can't be. But you're ZachSongZ?
Yes, the reincarnation act of the century. Pity I only have an audience of one. You.
ZachSongZ. This must be a bad dream. In a sense, this guy ruined my life.
You there.
Ja.
We will play soon. Ready in the room.
Ja, I will be preparing the hideout for you. God, I forgot how bad this voice was.
Are you really him? The ZachSongZ?
Now I am Shady Smith. Remember this.
How many years has it been now? 6?
In exactly 3 days from now, it will be 7. I caused you much inconvenience, I fear.
Yeah, you could say that.
Is she well? Trucy, I mean.
She's fine.
I've got her working already. Hope you don't mind. I hardly need to express my gratitude, but you have it. This is why I've come. That, and to settle a matter of cards.
By which you mean poker? Those eyes. He's serious.
I despise losing above all else. And so, I've decided that I will win tonight, no matter what it takes.
I know this guy's type, and they're dangerous. Everything about the competition. All else is secondary.
Perhaps we should take this time to talk before we play. I know you have much to ask me about, and I, you.
Alright, let's talk, Mr. Grammar. We competed that day 7 years ago, too.
Ah, yes. You must have been surprised. Called to this detention center out of the blue.
2. 1. Showdown time.
I lost.
It's only a game of poker.
A game I played for a long time, and only lost twice.
Who's the first?
The man I killed, of course.
You chose your defense attorneys by playing poker.
Some were hired, others fired. When you compete, you see a man's true nature. You know what I speak of. I know that you do.
Trucy's power?
Trucy, she is in a class of her own.
For 7 years, I played poker here at the Borscht Bull Club. And I've never lost once. I'm good, but not that good. I win because whenever there's a big game, I bring in Trucy. And she sends me signals.
Dad, he's got a good hand. Might have a chance if you act quick. Better call him soon.
Can you tell me what her power is?
Judging a person's thoughts by reading their reactions is a staple of performance magic. But those of Trucy's line possess far greater skill.
Her line?
Recall, you were the second man to whom I've lost.
Magnify Grammar.
That was the first time I learned of this power, as you call it.
Wait, so you're saying her power is genetic? It's just in the Grammar blood or something?
Blood? Oh. I'm sorry, but it is not something told lightly to outsiders. And it is nothing you need to know at this time.
Some kind of Grammar secret then.
Fine. Do I have the same evidence? Oh, I do. Okay. She's 15 this year?
She's still trying her best, following your footsteps, you know?
I see. When I planned my disappearing act, it was the thought of her alone that gave me pause.
Wait, you were planning on vanishing from the get-go?
Yes, and for that I must apologize. However, I could not be found guilty that day because of this.
This?
A transferal of rights. You see this signature?
A transferal? That's Magnify Grammar's signature, isn't it? I hereby give all rights to the secrets, staging, and performance of my magic to the recipient named below. The recipient's name is you, ZachSongZ.
Yes, it is I.
Wait, this page looks torn.
You recall the diary, yes?
First, take a close look at this diary. Note that a page has clearly been ripped out. As it just so happens, I have here what I believe to be the missing page.
Wait, let me see that.
How could I forget? That scrap of paper lost me my attorney's badge.
This is the real page that was torn from the book. Magnify gave it to me that night.
You could have told me this earlier, like 7 years earlier.
Once again, I must apologize. It was all I could do to prepare for my escape from that courtroom. The greatest of magnified grammarized illusions are true art. As such, they are well protected by this document. Only its bearer may perform his illusions on stage.
Sounds like a pretty important thing to have if you're his disciple.
As the rightful heir to his art, I too wanted a rightful heir.
Rightful?
I'm sure you know who I chose as my successor. Your daughter. That is why I have risked all to come here tonight. Brushel. Sir? Ah, here you go.
Oh. That's the transferal of rights. Oh, it makes so much sense. Oh, thank you, game. You're finally starting to make sense. Except for the Mason system. I still am confused about that, but what's this?
A letter passing the rights I've inherited to Trucy. I would have you sign here as a witness.
But I'm not a lawyer anymore. You need a public notary. Besides,
I may not look it, but I am a certified notary.
You are?
By day, I wear notary's glasses and hunt for news. Also by day, I wear reporter's glasses and notarize. When I take off the glasses, I can't see very well. Your signature, please. This is the first reason I've come here tonight. Transferal of rights added to the courtroom.
I've finally figured it out. Now I know you've come out of hiding only now. It's been 7 years, you said?
Precisely.
There's a law that covers your situation. After 7 years, missing persons are considered to be legally deceased. So if someone was to vanish from the face of the earth 7 years ago, they would lose all rights as a living person after 7 years from that day. Not to mention all their possessions.
Exactly, which is why I'm here. I risk showing my face in public for the sake of this document, before my 7 years are up. You might say, I am securing my daughter's inheritance.
But you do really need this document?
Wouldn't Trucy inherit your estate automatically?
Not in this case, I'm afraid. This case?
Yes, I received the performance rights from Magnify Grammari. However, this was done in secret, without witnesses. Before Magnify died, 2 potential successors to his repertoire were named. Myself, Zach Grammari, and Valent Grammari. Not Trucy.
I see. So you do need this document.
I've known Brushel since before I vanished. He's a man I trust. Now only 3 know of my rebirth.
I took the liberty of looking into Trucy's background, and found you had no other close kin.
It is as you say.
Okay, I was kind of hoping you'd say something about the mother at this point. I know everyone else, but Trucy's mother is a mystery. Alright, well, let's talk about it. This person in the photo is Trucy's mother.
How did you come by this?
Trucy showed it to me. She said her mother was gone.
Then it is so.
Huh?
She is gone. What more is there to say?
Lots?
Oh, I know!
Whoa, you're still here?
According to my in-depth research, Trucy's mother Magnify Grammari's only daughter, end quote.
What? Magnify's daughter? Is that true, Mr.
Brushel, you say too much. Why am I the bad guy, huh?
Zach decked him.
In any case, Mr. Wright, this discussion is over.
Celeste Grammari. She's the most mysterious of the whole lot. Need to gather me some more evidence, clearly.
Well, the prelude may have been longer than the main attraction. Shall we begin our game? My final competition?
Final? Why?
As you said, I have come out of hiding today to make this document legally binding. Once that is done, I shall slip once more underground.
Without seeing your daughter?
It would be best if I did not. 7 years ago, we played. 7 years ago, I lost. I already lost to Magnify. I do not care to lose another. I have heard that you never lose.
It's just a rumor.
Yes, for it is impossible to never lose, unless one has an ace up its sleeve. As a magician, it causes me no end of irritation to think a mere lawyer might be out there, pulling the wool over so many eyes.
Hey, I just signed your document for you. Maybe you could try lightening up.
That was that. This is this. For my final competition, I will destroy your perfect record, Phoenix Wright. This will be my final performance. You are warned.
This guy is beyond serious.
So much for a fun evening of cards. Russell, you may leave. Ah, but it's your last game. I mean, what a scoop!
I punch and I punch, but still it is not enough.
Just remembered our future prior engagement. Toodles, gentlemen. Oh, nice meeting you, Piano Man.
Then let us begin, dealer.
Ja?
You will be a witness to our competition.
Yeah, it is honor for me.
Why haven't I seen her around here before?
Ah, that reminds me. Saw a familiar face as I entered this restaurant. He did not seem to notice me, however. Gavin, I believe was his name.
You know him?
After a fashion. Listen, Phoenix Wright. One can learn much from a true competition. Remember this. Huh. Oh, that's it? I'm not going to be able to go back? Okay.
The Grammar Eye power. I was close to understanding it, but I needed more. And I knew where to get it. Trucy's mother. I need to meet the reporter again. That was clear. And one other thing. From the moment my final competition with Zach began that night, a name was running through my head. The name of a man now in prison. A name Zach Grammar I knew. But how? And why? Yeah, Christoph Gavin. I think he's mixing him up with the other dude. Clavier. Solitary Cell 13. Oh, okay. Well, I didn't actually mean to go here. I didn't get any new evidence, so I can't go back there anyways. Unless... Did it update her profile, maybe? I don't have her profile, so no. Oh! Well, isn't this an unexpected surprise? What errand brings you down to my cramped confidence, Gavin? Oh, okay. Wait. What? Oh, okay. So now we're past the okay. Okay. I'm confused, but sure. Fine, I'm glad we could have this little tete-a-tete. You look well, Phoenix Wright. You too, Gavin. Let's talk a bit. Life has been full of surprises for both of us. I've no doubt you never expected to lose that attorney's badge of yours, and I'll bet you never expected to wind up here. Shady Smith was the name of the man you killed. Do you know who he really was? Who he was? Zach Grammar Eye. You know, the defendant. I remember him, of course. But you see, Smith was Zach. Impossible. Don't even try to tell me it was a coincidence. What did I just say? Life is full of surprises, don't you think? After that trial, you were arrested and found guilty, but your motive was never made clear. A mistake I plan to remedy. You're not an attorney anymore, Phoenix Wright. What possible conclusion do you think this investigation of yours can lead to? I killed a man named Smith with a bottle because I am an evil human being. Isn't that enough? Not for me, it isn't. I need to know why you did it, Gavin. You recall that case 7 years ago? Ah, yes, the trial where Zach Grammar Eye pulled this famous vanishing act. My brother won his fair share of praise and adoration for that trial, as I recall. Genius prosecutor reveals crooked attorney, was it? That was when I met you, wasn't it? Was it now? The Bar Association Review Board voted unanimously for the strictest punishment. Unanimous, save for one dissenting opinion. Yours. It was my brother who was responsible for putting you in that position, after all. For 7 years we've been friends. And yet, I still don't understand you. But right, your friendship toward me was never pure. You suspect me then as you do now, don't you? Honestly, right now, I'm not sure what I think. You didn't just brain a guy with a juice ball for no reason. Tell me why you did it. Persistent, aren't you? I came here because I remembered something. The night of our game, Zach Grammar Eye mentioned your name, Gavin. Ah, that reminds me. We have the same voice. Some familiar face. Did not seem to notice me, however. Gavin, I believe was his name. After that, he was killed, and I asked you to help me. Because I remembered your kindness back when everyone had turned on me. Seemed to be in a bit of trouble. Something like that. Dead. Someone hit him. Hard. Me? Please. The cop should be here any minute. I'm in your hands. Should it come to that. I have to know. Why did you kill Shady Smith? No. Zach Grammar Eye.
Are we really doing this? Good lord. Whoa! I've never seen Cyclocks like these. Dark, cold, full of despair. Can I even unlock these things? Something wrong, right? No, it's nothing. You shouldn't push yourself so hard. Life is to be taken easy, you know? What? He's doing his nails. Do I have that at all? Okay, well, I know what to do. I didn't figure it out on my own. I forgot examine was a feature. The yellow letter is here. An envelope's been bothering me since I came in here. Not nice to peek at other people's mail. You get mail here in jail? That I do, though they read it first, apparently. Still, I'm allowed the pleasure of correspondence. Packages and the likes are a different matter, however. Looks like sneaking a peek is out of the question. The big thing is this, though. You're thinking, what self-respecting man would use nail polish? Not really. I know appearances are a big thing with you. You know what I say? One cannot live a beautiful life without beautiful nails. First rate in all things, except nothing less. That certainly does look like first-rate nail polish. I like the sparkling bottle. It's crystal. If you're so drawn to it, please, have one. It's on me. Okay, and that's all I needed. Now I can go back to the past for some reason and show that to Vera, which in the past will, I don't know. My friend also told me that they don't explain the time travelness in this game very well. It just kind of happens, and you have to look more into it if you really want to. What? Aha, I didn't even realize that you could pan. I guess I should have, but apparently, maybe I'll just sit on over here for a closer look. Ah, you have one of these too. That's a pretty bottle.
Don't touch that, please. I'll get in trouble. It belongs to Vera, you see. She always puts it somewhere she can see it. She looks at it often.
There's a light pink fluid inside. Nail polish, I'm guessing. So there's quite a few things here. What's this red envelope?
Don't touch that. That's, it's quite important.
The painter's face just changed hues. Guess I better behave, though it's tempting to just grab it. Well, it's actually, it comes back 7 years later. That's an awfully small frame. What's that inside it? A stamp?
Please don't touch that. I'll get in trouble. That stamp belongs to Vera, you see. She always puts it somewhere she can see it.
That's Zach and Valent. The Gramrise, isn't it?
The post office issued that commemorative stamp last year, when the Gramrise were at the height of their popularity.
Not anymore, now that one of them has vanished off the face of the earth. Two of them, actually, but whatever.
Vera went to see one of their shows when she was quite small. She's been a dedicated fan ever since. She watched them every time they came on TV, until the end.
I see.
That stamp's quite hard to come by, I hear. I still wonder how she got her hands on it.
Okay, maybe I can show that to her and she'll be like, oh. God, we're an hour and 4 minutes into this and I'm already like still not anywhere close to being finished with this.
And then there's this.
My stamp.
Hey, she spoke. She can talk. Yeah, so this stamp, I'm gonna keep her talking. Isn't Troop Gramrai amazing? Yes?
Oh.
I especially like those two, Zach and Valent. I mean, they're, just so magical.
Aren't they? Aren't they?
Yeah, whenever I go to one of their shows, I'm like, whoa, magic, you know?
Me too, I love them, they're so cool. It's like magic, yeah.
Alright, she's talking, not saying much, but it's a start.
I went and saw them with Father the other day. The opening ceremony of the Gramrai Museum of Magic.
The Gramrai Museum? They have one of those? I guess it makes sense now that they have their own commemorative stamp. So, have you been to one of their shows?
Just once, when I was little, with Father. The Gramrai's on stage. It was like a dream. Disappearing, reappearing, cutting apart, putting back together. They do it all.
Yeah. You can keep telling me stuff like this. You know, about Zach and Valent, maybe?
Oh, sure.
Alright, better get asking before she changes her mind. Cool, we finally got it, boys.
I don't go outside much. I like to paint in here.
Why don't you like the outside?
There's bad people out there.
Well, true, but there's lots of good people too.
Actually, I should tell you. She was almost kidnapped once.
Kidnapped?
Since then, she's been, well, you can see for yourself. She refuses to leave the house.
I see. Wait, but that doesn't make sense. She said she went to the Grammar Museum. With you, in fact.
Ah, yes, actually, she was quite insistent on it, much to my surprise. That was the first and last time she expressed this as a desire to me. That person gave me a good luck charm.
A good luck charm?
For when I absolutely had to go outside. Yes, apparently she received something. A gift. From that client, actually. She won't tell me what it was. Father, I told you to keep that a secret.
From that client, huh? Guess I have to hear about. So your father tells me you're good at painting and all sorts of things.
I really like painting, a lot. Father's always very happy when I paint them exactly the same.
So you did this too?
Oh, yes, that was my first job.
Your first?
All I used to do was paint the same thing I saw. But this was totally different. The pen slips and the way the writer held the pen and the pressure on the nib. I had to use a microscope and analyze it on the computer.
Seems happy. Odd. Her work was the last nail in the Grammar coffin. I guess no one told her.
They're the best in the world.
Huh? Oh, you mean Troop Grammar? Of course.
Father gave it to me.
Your father? But I asked him about it. He didn't know how you got it.
I guess I just took it, yeah.
Took it?
Father got a letter from that person.
That person? You mean that letter was from the client?
Oh, we talked about the Grammar forever that day. I'm sure that's why I was sent that stamp. I didn't want to just send it back, so I took it.
They're a sneaky one, this client. So they were trying to get on her good side. Alright, updated. So, you met the person that asked you to do this job, and you talk with them? What's this about a good luck charm you received? Cyclops?
I can't talk about it.
Huh?
If I do, it won't work anymore. That's what I was told.
Yeah, but I really, really have to know. Ah, I knew it. Oh, but there's only two. Right, time to do some psych unlocking. Alright. The client. You seem to trust this client quite a lot, in fact. Because they gave you this stamp?
No, that's not why. They listened to me, to my problem.
The problem that keeps her inside all the time.
Don't go outside if you don't want to. That's what they told me. But when I absolutely have to go out, all I had to do was use a good luck charm.
A good luck charm? That's your client, that your client gave you? I think I know what your client might have given you, actually. Is this your good luck charm? Oh, it's the nail polish, of course. This was what they gave you, wasn't it? The same bottle's over there on your desk. Your good luck charm, right? Oh.
I heard once cosmetics were once thought to ward off evil. This is a magic bottle. It has the power.
Ah, of course it does. I'll just refrain from commenting any more on that one. I think I know who gave you that bottle, actually. The one who asked you to do this job. Was this the client? This man is a friend of mine. Know him? His name is Christoph Gavin. He's a lawyer, actually.
I promised not to tell.
Aw. We got it. Unlock successful. Nice.
I'm sorry, I can't talk about the client. I promised. If I break my promise, the spell won't work.
I don't need a name anymore. I've got my answer. You're pretty confident in this charm, then.
I think they might be the devil.
Huh?
Or maybe an angel.
What do you mean?
I saw it, or I think I saw it. When they gave me this, I saw the devil's face.
Are you saying the client's face looked like the devil's?
No, the client was gentle, with a gentle smile.
So where'd you see this devil, then?
It was so quick, I don't remember well, but that's when I knew that person was unlike other people. That's why I believe my good luck charm.
I'm not sure what this devil she saw was, but it's pretty clear that Christoph Gavin has her charmed. Well, I think that's all. I'll be leaving now.
I am sorry for what happened.
If you want to apologize, try to my client, Zach Grammar.
Did I do something bad?
What makes you think that?
Your eyes, they're sad, very sad.
I'll put on my smile next time I come, promise. I hope to see you smile then too, Vera.
Oh, okay.
Take care. Thinking back on my first encounter with the young forger, I witnessed something of vital importance that day. Of course, by the time I realized it, it was already too late. Great job, me. You messed it all up. I have to know more about this power of Trucy's. It's like she can see right into people's minds. First time I saw her do it, it blew mine.
After you were done having your mind blown, you took her to play cards with you.
You gotta use the resources at hand, I always say.
Yet I myself has no such power.
But Trucy does. Why's that? Maybe Trucy got her power from her mother. Thalassa Grammar,
I will not speak of that.
Thalassa is officially missing, correct? And I think I know why you don't want to talk about her.
Because of the gun, I want to say?
The three of you were a team once. Not that the entire country doesn't already know this. At your peak, you were the biggest stars around. Yet, there's another story behind the fame, one that not many know. Thalassa lost her life during a rehearsal. To you and Valiant, Grammarai's bullets.
It was an accident. It wasn't me. How could I shoot my dear Thalassa?
I'm sure Valiant would say the same thing. Why, it's just like another murder I meant to mention.
Damn you. Oh, I can't believe they said that in this game. Her eyes. To think they could read my mind was frightening. Yet there was a warmth in them that felt like an embrace. She's dead, and Magnified Grammarai has joined her.
So the only one with power left now is Trucy? Mr. Zach?
I do not know.
I don't need any power to see through that one, buddy. So there's someone else. Someone other than Trucy. Someone who inherited Thalassa's power.
How would I know?
My chances are slim. It would take a miracle to learn the truth. Or maybe one has already occurred. There is someone else with the power, and I know who.
Is it Apollo? I don't know how he knows this, but he must, right?
This boy. His name is... I forget. Something weird. Who could he be? An attorney.
Attorney?
I noticed him when I went to visit a friend's lofts.
So, what are we going to make of this, oh great ex-attorney? You can show me pictures of strange boys all you like, but you could at least say something like, I'm this boy. I could use a laugh.
Perhaps you wouldn't laugh if you knew the facts. This might not be 100% proof, but it's close. There's a link between this boy and Thalassa. Actually, it's more of a ring.
A ring?
Perhaps this will refresh your memory. I just so happen to have evidence showing this missing link.
That's a good thing, because I don't. Okay.
Troupe Grammarai's performances were very, very popular. So popular, they even made a commemorative stamp at the height of your fame.
We're not merely the latest craze. We were an age, a golden age.
It's all here on this stamp. There's Thalassa, yes? Trucy's mother is missing, I hear. What happened to her?
I don't know.
Part of his memory is still locked up.
There is one thing you're failing to address.
What's that?
As you say, our troupe was a world unto itself. If our leader, Magnify, was so inclined, he could hide anything he wished with ease. But Mr. Wright, then he would have hid a crime, making him an accomplice. Not a great foundation for blackmail.
Dylan's got a point. If one of the troupe members died in an accident and Magnify covered it up, his innocence would come into question.
Found the right address, Mr. Wright?
I'm so close. There has to be something about how Thalassa's death could affect Zach and Valent's relationship with Magnify.
I see in your eyes, you still have something to say. How can you possibly prove more than you already have?
I'll prove why Thalassa's accident tied your hands so completely. It's gonna take a little knowledge of the players to crack this one. The accidental death of Zach's wife tied both your hands, and this information proves why Magnify held so much power over you.
Her last name...
It wasn't a question of who shot Thalassa. Thalassa herself was the problem.
What do you mean?
She was Zach Grammarai's wife, Trucy's mother, and Magnify Grammarai's only daughter.
Ugh.
There was a terrible accident, and the two of you killed your mentor's only daughter. If it wasn't the key to Magnify's power over you, I don't know what was.
It was an accident!
We got him.
Oh, finally. God, I've been waiting to break that one all day. There's no proof, none at all.
But Thalassa went missing, and your mentor blackmailed both of his disciples. It doesn't take a genius to put one and one together.
Ours was a complex family.
You mean Troupe Grammarai?
The master, Magnified Grammarai, his only daughter, and his two disciples.
It does sound like a recipe for disaster, doesn't it?
Do not be tempted into faulty flights of fancy. Yes, there was an accident, but that is all it was, an accident. Zach and Valence tore to force. The guns blaze, the bullets fly straight toward that beautiful body on stage, and then crash, zing, pow, into everything but her. Now that is magic. It happened one day when we were practicing. Same trick with a new twist. And tragedy. But as for whose bullet stole Talas's life, we shall never know the answer. Talasa disappeared from our lives, and Zach was bereft of his wife. Trucy lost her mother, and Magnify his daughter. And that led to blackmail, I take it? It is all part and parcel of the darkness that comes when the curtain falls. Why did Magnify Grammar try to cover up the accident? It was his own daughter who died. All I can say is it was a critical time for Troop Grammari. A passing of the torch from Magnify to Zach and Valent. We all sacrificed so that it might be a success. Talas's death was the greatest sacrifice of all, yet even when her life was extinguished, her presence was not. Her presence. What do you mean? In time, we, myself and Zach, found we could no longer oppose Magnify's wishes. Magnify forced us to perform his art, for his benefit. I see. I guess I can understand. I mean, he did lose his only daughter. But do you not find cowardice in his actions? Huh? To decide to hide the truth of your own daughter's death is one thing, but then to hang that death as a guillotine above our heads? Things were dark behind the scenes in Troop Grammari, that's for sure. Does Trucy know? She was not told, naturally. Who would want to know that their father might have taken their mother's life? True. I had not thought of that accident for a very long time. I'm sorry to dredge up old memories, but this has helped a lot. Not to find Magnify Slayer, I should think. True. Ah. After that accident, there was one who came sniffling, quite persistently. A reporter? He called himself a newsman at the time. Often I spied him lurking about the dressing room doing his research. Would you happen to remember his name? What was his name? Sorry, I have forgotten, but in the course of his interviewing, he became quite close to my partner, Zach. I liked him not. I see. His name, I do not recall, but his scent, the cloying aroma of mint. Yes, whenever he smiled, which was far too often. I see. Thanks for your help. It does no good to interfere with the past, Mr. Wright. You will not uncover answers, only wounds. I'm sorry. I began to notice a dark curtain hanging over Troop Grammari, and I began to realize what I had to do. I had to protect Trucy from that darkness. The reporter he mentioned. The newsman. I never learned who that was at the time. Though I've got a pretty good idea who it is now. That smile and the sickly sweet smell of mint. The last floss-thin thread connecting Zach Grammari to this world. Sooner or later, I'd have to track him down. Oh, finally. Alright, we finished all the stuff in the past. Now we have everything else to do in the future. That's awesome. Yep, alright, finally we unlocked the next part of this. True Studio. Oh, and Sunshine Coliseum. Alright, we'll start here, I guess. Well, this is a blast from the distant past. Long time no see, Mr. Valent. 7 years has it been? Frankly, I didn't think I'd ever see you again. Actually, I came because there's something I want to ask you. I've spoken to the press. I have nothing more to say. I've spoken to a lot of people myself, and come to some conclusions. But then I realized I need to hear it from you. I have walked a difficult road these past 7 years, because you couldn't perform Magnify's repertoire. Do not be deceived. Valent's skill is the real deal. I do not require my mentor's hand-me-downs. No, it was my partner who showed me on my way, Zach Grammari. His rather well-performed disappearing act 7 years ago was the end. Or so I thought. Zach Grammari murdered our mentor and fled to escape punishment for his crime. You said something to that effect 7 years ago, didn't you? I remember as if it were only yesterday. Yet that was not the way of it in the end. For while he vanished, the suspicions upon my own person never did. His partner Zach vanished to protect him. That's what those thieving magpies at the press said. I had no idea. Yet that very same press comes to me now, feigning interest. They cover the greatest magic show in history as if it were a vaudevillian distraction. And here must I stand, smiling at them all. What am I if not a player in some fiendish farce? What I suggest is because you never made it clear what happened. Magnify's death is still a mystery to this day, which is why I came here to get the answer from you. Are we really doing this, man? I knew I'd be seeing these sooner or later. The audience has no business stepping up on the stage. They must be content to sit and stare at the spotlight. It sounds an awful lot like something I heard 7 years ago. Well, let's do it. Why not?
Magnifies death.
Ask what you will. You'll get nothing from me.
I'm as much a part of this affair as you are now. I have to know what happened. For 7 long years, I've endured. Now, finally, the curtain lifts on my new golden age. All the miracles of our troop within my grasp. Sorry to do this, Valent, but right now, I need answers. I think I'll start by dropping a bomb. That should shake things up. Valent. I wouldn't be so sure about those miracles, not as long as I have this.
And what might that be? I see it bears the Grammar seal.
I should have brought this to your attention sooner, but I didn't imagine you'd be playing your comeback quite so fast.
What is this?
A document showing the true recipient of the performance rights to Magnify's miracles.
What? Zach Grammar? He wrote this? What? He passed everything to his daughter?
Trucy Enigma. Actually, she's officially my daughter these days.
Preposterous! Zach is gone! Vanished into the void!
This is the genuine article. Zach was alive when he wrote this. Both myself and the notary can testify to this.
Ugh. Ugh!
One down.
Why? Why does fate toy with me so? Why must my life be lived in thrall to the dead?
You're not the only one with that problem.
But he shot Magnify. Yes, it was Zach, it was! And then he left, and my career as a magician fell into darkness.
Did you think there might be some way out of it? Say, if you could prove Zach Grammar shot Magnify? Was that why you testified?
Yes, my way out. It should have been my way out.
Well, it might not be too late, Mr. Valent. All you need is a way to prove your case. Who really killed Magnify Grammar?
Let's check out Drew's studio. Whoa, what do we have here?
Remember me?
Of course I remember you. Journalist meets ex-attorney Embark. End quote.
Can I ask what you're doing here? Mr. Misham was poisoned, and his daughters.
Oh yes, I know. Oh, I know, yes. It's caused me no end of grief, to be honest. Journalist wishes he tracked down Case just a little quicker. End quote.
Were you on the trail of this case the whole time?
Zach Grammar was a good friend.
Zach said something to that effect back at the Borscht Bowl Club.
What a character! What a man! If a little, extremely rough around the edges.
Do you think I could ask you a few questions?
Oh, you serious? I mean, I'm usually the interviewer, not interviewee. Journalists ask questions, not other way around. End quote. Fine, shoot, I don't care. People have been asking me all sorts of things lately.
It was tragic what happened to Drew Misham and his daughter.
Forgery is a serious crime, and they paid the price. You know what really did them in, though? Don't you?
Yes, a forged diary page.
The night I interviewed him, I found out something about Mr. Misham I hadn't known.
What's that?
No, he always felt like he was being watched every day for 7 years. Walls have ears, potatoes have eyes, end quote.
Being watched? You mean he felt guilty?
No, I'm not talking about feelings here. You know, I felt watched too. The whole time I've been on this case, no less. Journalist gets tingling sensation on back of neck, freaks out, end quote.
Because you felt guilty?
Why would I feel guilty?
You felt like you were being watched, huh? I wonder what it all means.
Oh, okay.
Drew Misham felt like he was being watched? And you along with him? You sure it wasn't just nerves?
Nerves? No, it's nothing so mundane. I stopped paying attention to my nerves a long time ago. But I felt it too. Journalist sure he's being watched, end quote. Don't you wonder why Zach Grammar got rubbed out after 7 years? Right after coming into contact with me? He completely vanishes from that courtroom. Then for 7 years he talks to no one, not a soul. Then just as the remaining time was almost up, he contacts me in order to have this made.
And then he dies.
I'm starting to put together the pieces, are we?
And you were being watched this whole time.
Maybe not just me. Maybe you were too.
Me?
I led Zach through that case, actually.
You mean the shooting of Magnified Grammar?
No, before that. It's, not widely known.
You mean the accident during the quick draw shoot-'em practice?
My, you're well informed. You should have seen me back then. Dug up quite the scoop. I wanted it all. Money, fame, woman, little puppy, all for me. I was younger then. My days and nights smell of fresher mint than they do now.
Valent Grammar, I did mention one particularly nosy reporter.
In fact, I was on close speaking terms with Magnified Grammar at the time. I knew his daughter too, of course. Talassa, was it?
Really?
That Talassa disappeared, quite suddenly at that. Magnify wouldn't say a word about it. Yeah, label habit got the better of me. Journalist catches scent of a scoop, goes on feeding frenzy, end quote. I set up a one-on-one interview with Thalassa's husband, see?
ZachSongZ.
Something strange was in the air over at the Troop Grammar in those days. The whole screwy mentor controlling disciples scene started by then, I guess. Thalassa, she was part of it all, right? Come on, you can tell me, off the record.
Sorry, I don't know.
Anyway, I kept prying and eventually became friends with Zach. Sure, he punched me once or twice or 5 times, but over time he came to see me as his confidant.
Did he start a social link with you?
He's been waiting this whole time. 7 years, eh?
Waiting?
For his big comeback, of course. A big revival of the Magnify Miracle. Of course, it was all a dream.
Because of this. The performance rights.
In the absence of any official documents, he was golden. Who's to say the old man didn't give his rights to both Zach and Valent?
So Valent waited until Zach died, legally at least.
The time finally comes, and Valent's like a kid on Christmas morning.
He's getting ready for a show at the Sunshine Coliseum, you know?
That document sees the legal light of day. It's gonna put a bit of a damper on the big show. He's a sorry one, that Valent Grammar. Lost out to his partner at work, and love too.
Love?
It's the same old story, really. 2 disciples and their mentor's only daughter. One has 3 sides, all of them pointy. A love triangle.
That is pretty classic.
When you're in performing troupe, that's your world. It's like family. One with an entire high school's worth of drama, intrigue, and backstabbing.
And in the middle of this, Thalassa of Trucy. And then she dies. You need to find out more about this Thalassa. Mr. Brushel, do you know this person?
Do I know that person? Of course. I was friends with Zach after all. He hit me a few times. 5 times actually. But still, I'd never forget his wife.
Thalassa Grammar. Magnify Grammar's only daughter. Do you think you'd tell me more about her?
Well, why the heck not? So, Thalassa married Zach, not Trucy, see? It was her second marriage, actually.
You mean she was divorced? I hadn't heard this one before.
Not quite. Her late husband was a performer, too. He died in an accident on stage. Tragic, really. They had only been married one... What the heck? What the heck? No. You're lying to me. You are not about to tell me that Apollo is Thalassa's kid. Is he half sisters with Trucy? What? You're lying to me right now.
I didn't know.
Ah, she was a beauty. I still carry a portrait photo of her around, you know? Oh, she has the bracelets. Oh no. Are you kidding me? I've known Trucy since she was a little thing too. She's got the better deal, really. She's got you for family after all.
What do you mean?
Just reminiscing, you know? Thalassa has another child. Oh, no way! No way! You're lying to me. Thalassa has another child beside Trucy, end quote.
What? But Trucy said she was an only child.
Ah, yes. This one she had with her previous husband.
Her previous husband? Her first husband who died on stage?
Yep, they have themselves a kid. Another orphan now. That's another one who slipped through the cracks. No idea where they are now.
Thalassa had another child. Do you think I could borrow that photo?
Sure, I can be generous on occasion, you know?
I won't need this locket anymore. Better return it to Trucy before I forget.
People events all get tangled together and get bigger and bigger, don't you think?
I was too busy wondering about bigger to listen to what you were saying.
Sometimes you just gotta accept that you won't be able to untangle it all, I think.
Maybe so, but still, I have to do what I can, and I have to tell what I find to those who come next.
Next, you say?
I'm not the one who would close the curtain on this little play. Apparently, that's not my role anymore.
Magnify. I was just wondering what Magnify would think of all this.
What do you mean?
Haven't you seen it in Trucy? She's got his power.
You mean how I can't lie to Trucy?
It was the same with Magnify, and with his daughter, Thalassa.
It's a strange thing. Think it's some Grammar gene?
Magnify told me once, back when Zach married Thalassa, said Zach had good eyes, but not good like a Grammar eyes. Not that good.
Wonder if Zach ever played a game of poker with his wife. Who knows what the Grammar secret was?
Maybe nobody, now that Zach's gone.
Zach Grammar. The plot has finally begun to reveal itself. It spread from a warp in the Grammar fabric and grew, swallowing everything, wrapping itself around the Grammar's power.
Whew, this is a long investigation section.
A power which passed from Magnified Grammar to Thalassa to the next generation, and I would once again need to meet the one who bridged it all together. Not Zach Grammar. whoever Justice is. I think, so he's gonna be last, so I think we'll go to the Wash Bowl Club next. I think we can do, wait, I think we can do your thing now. Even though we learn this in the future. Because this game makes sense, obviously. Missing link. Actually, I know something. Your marriage to that Talassa was her second. How do you know this? Her first husband, he died a year after they were wed, yes? He was a performer. They met when he joined us Gramrise as a guest on our show. After Talassa wed him, she left the troupe for a while. And you say she had a child then? I have a photograph of her here. Those bracelets. I couldn't have noticed what she was wearing when I first saw this. Those bracelets stand out. They're a Gramrise family heirloom. This boy wears a bracelet just like the ones in the picture. What? So, that's why. Why what, Mr. Zach? I took this photograph of Talassa before she left us. When she returned, she wore only one bracelet. I bet I know where that other one went. She gave it to this boy. Her son. What the heck? What the heck? I can't believe the game did that. Oh. Wow. This strange power. I myself do not know where it comes from, yet the fact is that it has passed down the Gramrai line. It runs in their veins. What is it? I asked her, Talassa, once. This is what she told me. Her power responds to tension in others. Tension? If she were to face a person and they became tense, even slightly, then she would know, no matter how hard they tried to hide it from her. So she could see it? Not quite. This is the strangest part of it all. She wouldn't realize that she was subconsciously detecting this tension, without the use of a particular object, or in her case, objects. Objects? Wait, were they something she wore? Yes, her bracelets. I admit the first time I saw one of those, I felt there was more to it than just fashion. But what kind of power could a bracelet have? I have made a decision. I will tell all I know. Consider it a gift. Oh my god, no. What is this game? Well, I hardly need you to tell me at this point, but those two are brother and sister, yes. And the brother, too, has this power of theirs. Satrusi has an older brother. Wonder what will come of that. Mr. Wright, tonight, after our game is done, I will return to a life of hiding. I would not see her live her life without knowing. I understand. I'll tell the two of them when the time is right. I am in your debt, once again. No kidding. What I want to know is how all this got to be so messed up. Those bracelets are made of special alloy. It is said to expand and shrink very slightly in response to body warmth. So they're temperature sensitive or something. Yes, this is how they can shrink to the exact size of their wearer's wrist. And this has something to do with the power? What have I told you? The Gramrai power reacts to tension in others. When a Gramrai senses tension, they too become tense, and this tension translates into minute contractions of the muscles. So minute, they cannot sense it on their own. Their muscles? Oh, so that's what the bracelets are for. With a bracelet on, one can sense these contractions, because the bracelet is always a perfect fit. So when the person they're watching gets tense, the bracelet feels tighter on their wrist. Precisely. And that alone doesn't really count as mind reading. I believe I understand how their process works from there. It's a simple question of eyesight. Eyesight? I guess that sounds simple enough. Have you ever heard of kinetic vision? Something about the ability to see moving objects with full clarity, right? I've heard of it before. They say athletes can see a moving ball like it was stopped if they focus. Oh, but it's not confined to sports alone. It all relies on the ability to focus. When we focus, we can see many things. The faintest twitch of the face, and the meaning that lies behind it. Therein lies one of the secrets of magic. One must know the mind of a crowd before one may distract it. So basically, what you're saying is, the Gramrais can see really well. For them, seeing is more than believing, it is knowing. Their power relies on eyesight combined with exceptional focus. Things are starting to come into focus for me too. Of course, it is difficult to maintain such levels of focus for any length of time. But what if someone could tell you when to focus? Or something. Precisely. But wait, Trucy doesn't have any bracelets. You were talking about poker, yes? The timing of when to focus is so elementary, she probably does it without thinking. I doubt Trucy herself has realized this. That is all I know of things Gramrai. Thank you, Mr. Zach. This boy's bracelet is the real thing, and he will use it before long, thereby awakening his power. I'll keep that in mind. Well, shall we play a game? I've said so much. Let me say one more thing. I will tell you of that night. That night. The night my mentor, Magnified Gramrai, passed from this world to the next.
were 2 pistols and 2 letters sent. This was Magnify's test. A test? In his last years, Magnify Grammar worked us to the bone. No, to the pain. But that night, I could not shoot him, so I shot the clown's forehead instead. This, it seems, was the correct answer. Take this. I'll give my art to you, Zach. What? It is thanks for playing along with my show. You shot well tonight, Zach, though I would not have minded dying by your hand. How could I shoot you? You're my mentor. Ah, I thought you might say that. If I went home without shooting anything, what would you have done then? Then, of course, I would have given Valent his chance. And if I had shot you in the forehead instead, then it would be over. If you or Valent were to shoot me in the head, then I, to the darkness, would go, and my art with me. A fitting end, don't you think? Ah, yet this ending too gives me no cause for regret. I thank you, Zach. And I'm sorry. I've done much that was wrong in my day.
It seems to me that Magnify wanted you to be his successor all along. That's why the time he gave you was earlier than Valent's.
Perhaps, but it is not something we will ever know for sure now. I wonder, what is Valent up to these days?
Waiting for you to die? If 7 years pass like this, their performance rights go to him.
Ah, and now here I am, and his dream is ended.
It's worse than that, actually. Public opinion's a fickle thing, you know?
What? You don't mean to tell me they put the blame for our mentor's death on him?
The trial ended when you vanished, Mr. Zach. There were even rumors that Valent had helped you pull it off.
But that's madness! Well, it seems that before I can once again disappear from this world, I have one more act to perform. Isn't it odd that sorting out my life should prove so complicated, even though I'm dead?
Oh, and that's it? Oh my goodness. That night, Zach Grammar was killed. He died as Shady Smith, a mysterious traveler with a secret past. But he left one thing behind before he parted. This. His confession. To use as I saw fit. Of course, he'd killed no one. This was his way of tying up loose ends with his old partner, Valent Grammar.
Whew, boy, alright. So he's saying like, well, I'm dying anyways, who cares, right? Okay, so now that that's finished, we can go to the Sunshine Coliseum, and then from there, we can finish that one, and then, oh man, this is complicated, guys. Okay.
I believe I have the answer to your prayers right here. Zach Grammar wrote one more thing before passing on.
But this is a confession.
In which he admits to the killing of Magnify Grammar. See? All according to your plan.
I am a magician by trade. Deception is my life's work. I fool the audience, give them a fleeting dream. Yet, it seems the tables have turned. Now I am the audience, believing in the deceptions I have wrought upon myself.
Zach wrote this right in front of me, after I explained your situation to him.
Alakazam!
Oh man.
That must suck being like, but I killed him. Like, wow. You do know that this confession is nothing but lies.
Yes, it's my opinion that Zach Grammar killed no one.
Then you must be thinking the truth is a simple matter of elimination. 2 received instructions to kill, but if no one is innocent, then the one who remains is guilty. That would be the logical conclusion, yes. So he vanished to protect me, his partner. Ha 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 ha! A stirring tale, 'tis true.
Did you shoot Magnify Grammar in the forehead?
If I hadn't, I told you, what would you do? Run to the police, perchance? Do as you will. There is nothing left for me now. It is true, after all, I have little talent. I needed my mentor Magnify's repertoire. It was as if a little demon grabbed hold of me.
I knew it. So Valent Grammar I did kill the great Magnify.
So sorry, Mr. Wright, but it was not I who shot my mentor.
What? But if it wasn't you, then who was it? There wasn't another disciple, was there?
Another disciple, such as,
I don't know,
Knack and Talent Grammar, maybe? Your wild fancies couldn't be farther from the truth. Only Zach and Valent received those threatening letters. But there was another. One more person could have fired that pistol that night. I suppose you figured it out by now.
It wasn't Zach or Valent who shot Magnify.
And it had to be the only other person at the scene, which means...
Wait, you don't mean...
Yes, the great Magnify Grammar himself, that's what I was thinking. He killed himself, what the heck?
So Magnify Grammar committed suicide?
I find it hard to believe.
To be honest, I didn't even imagine it as a possibility.
When I arrived that night, the old man was still alive. He appeared to be asleep. I could not shoot him, but when I turned and made to leave the room, the old man called out to me.
So you spoke with Magnify Grammar?
Yes, and this is why I knew what he had done. Magnify transferred the rights to his repertoire to my partner, Zach Grammar, not me.
I see. And I guess I owe you an apology. I always thought you were the one who did it.
You owe me no apology.
Huh?
My crime was, in a way, more serious than that of murder.
What? Your crime? Is Valiant Grammar confessing something to me? What could be more serious than murder?
You see, I knew that 2 letters had been sent. There are no secrets between partners. It was easy to find out. That was when I understood Magnify's plan.
He wanted to die by one of your hands.
Little did I expect it had anything to do with the rights to his repertoire. That was when I heard it. The little demon whispering inside my heart.
The demon.
Let me confess, I intended to shoot Magnify, and I planned on framing my partner for the crime.
What?
That night, I prepared something before going to Magnify's hospital room.
Which was?
IV fluid, of course. I'd seen it on an earlier visit. If Zach did not shoot, I would have done the deed. Then, I would use the IV liquid to place the murderer on his hands. That was my plan.
But you didn't shoot him.
I could not. The demon in my heart fled when the moment came. But then, Magnify called me back.
I'm sorry, Valiant. I'm giving my magic to Zach, not you. You still like the draw he has. Please, help him if you can.
I left the room, and then I stopped. The shock of what I had just been told consumed me. That is when I heard the fateful gunshot.
Magnify Grammar killing himself.
And the demon awoke anew within me. Zach killed him. He was the one. Frame him, and the magic will be yours. I altered the scene of his suicide. I took the pistol from his hand, wiped off the prints, and then used the syringe to add IV liquid I'd brought.
So in the end, things happened pretty much as planned. Magnify died, and you framed Zach for his murder.
As planned, indeed. Of course, the outcome was somewhat different than I had anticipated. Well, what do you think? Do you believe my story? Can it be believed, truly?
That was 7 years ago. I don't know what to believe, but
yes?
I'm glad I heard it from you, Mr. Valiant. Thank you.
It is I who should be thanking you, Mr. Wright. Only when I had lost everything could I make my decision. You're gonna turn yourself in? My partner may have vanished, but not so my guilt. And as my guilt stays, all else begins to leave me. My friends, my performance rights, my magic. I've had enough of vanishing acts.
I understand.
I thought my life was ruled by a dead man. But I find I was wrong. For Zach Grammar was alive. Well, not anymore. And now it occurs to me, what if he was not the only one who survived?
What do you mean?
You see, now that I think about it, I realize that no, we never saw proof of her demise. We never saw her body.
Her?
The mind races and the mouth flaps on. My apologies. Forget this matter. I can only hope that the day will come when I again meet my partner, Zach Grammar. Then I shall apologize for my terrible mistake. I'm glad we had this chance to talk. Thank you. Woo! This is getting crazy.
Zach Grammar, Shady Smith, whichever name you prefer, he is no longer with us. The truth revealed in that trial was only a sliver. And the impenetrable darkness that remained has taken another life, and I knew what I had to do to push back the darkness for good. And it would involve paying that man a visit.
There's only one person left, so I'm pretty sure we know who we're going to.
Sunshine Coliseum?
Finito. Okay. The final cycle lock. Hopefully something will happen. Sorry, sir. Prisoner Christoph Gavin is currently occupied.
I see. Do you know when it'll be finished?
Well...
Could you go find out?
Certainly, sir. Please wait here a moment.
My apologies to the guard. There's something I need to see.
Yep, alright. Let's get this letter.
There it is. The yellow envelope. And the sender is... Drew Misham. I was right.
I arrived at the studio, Mr. Misham was at his desk, seemingly writing a letter, but he quickly sealed the envelope. It's a yellow envelope. It was left at the crime scene.
This is the last letter that Drew Misham wrote. And there's something I need to do. The last thing I need to do, in fact. Here goes. Let's see if this atropine spray finds anything.
Oh. Yep, I thought so.
So this was Drew Misham's messenger of death. It was this stamp, alright? No mistaking it. And his last letter was sent to Christoph Gavin. Interview request came, like you said it would, and they're looking into the case. Throughout my life, I won't tell them about you, so please release the spell you put on my daughter. I'll write later with a report, Drew Misham. Finally, decisive evidence. What's this? A burglar in jail. Gavin. I know you moonlighted in larceny, right? Gavin. There's something I have to ask you. Can I steal your stuff? The answer is no. My apologies, but there's not much I care to discuss. Vera Misham hasn't received her verdict yet. You followed me. You follow me, Gavin? There are no known survivors of atropine poisoning, but it never hurts to hope. Okay, I'll be leaving now then. Right, wait. Yeah, Gavin? Would you mind leaving that letter? It's private. Oh, sorry, forgot I had it. Many thanks. Too bad I already know what's in it, boy. Oh! What the heck? It's a camera? Or is it just a telescopic camera nod? What? 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 We've now seen all the clues in this case. Clues I gathered over 7 long years. Now it is time. Every story has an ending. We've come to the final chapter, the final trial. Find the truth. You're the only ones who can.
What is going on? What is this game, man? Wow, okay, well I'm so confused and also worried about getting this video out tonight and finishing homework, but alright, well, thank you guys so much for watching. If you have enjoyed, please leave a like, comment, subscribe, all that stuff. Just trying to see more of this awesome game. We've got 1 more episode of this left, and I'm super excited for it. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Peace out!